Hello everyone, have a pleasant day. This is Dr. Srimati from Dr. Ambedkar Global Law Institute, Tirupati. Today we are going to see about internal check. So what is about an internal check? So here it's about in an organization, a system of accounting of an office or factory or an management, the arrangement by which the duties of various members of the staff of a business are allocated in such a way that the work done by one person is automatically checked by another. Why it is? Because so that the frauds can be committed only by collusion between two or more employees, and errors or irregularities are quickly discovered. So here, if the work done by one person is automatically checked by another person, then it is about called internal check. Here it is not required by any third party to come and check. So it is done in any organization before they go for an external audit. So here there is about a definition of this. So here we can say an example, that is clerks who are in charge in the ledger account should not be they should not keep, or they cannot be allowed to make entries in the books of journals. So similarly, the cashier should not be allowed to have any control over the ledgers. So if they do not have such relations, then definitely there will not be any errors and frauds. So since the cash is collected by one person and the entry is made by another person, so end of the day everything should be tallied, so there will not be any mismatching or any fraud is done in an organization. So this is purely done with an objective of what is an objective means? To prevent and alternatively make early detection of frauds, errors, waste and misappropriations. So let us see the definition of this term internal check by L.R. Diskey. So here, such an arrangement of bookkeeping routine wherein errors and frauds are likely to be prevented or discovered by the very operation of bookkeeping itself. So what is bookkeeping? Making an entries in the various books of accounts like journals, ledgers, and then cash books and various registers. So in that entries itself, we should make it the prevention of errors and frauds, that is minimizing the errors and frauds. That is about called internal check. So this is about based on the principle of division of labor. When the division of labor is perfectly done, then that is called an internal check. It is about automatically, since the one person work is automatically checked and corrected by the other person. So what are the objectives of internal check? Means the first one is a proper division of work. So here this internal check division of work is based on the individual's ability, training and specialization. Since every person have their own specialization, so according to that specialization, when the work is allotted, they can do it efficiently and effectively. Then the next objective is minimization of errors and frauds. This is about a possible because individual work, a work which has been performed by one individual is checked by another individual. So as a result, it is about a considerable reduction in the incidence of errors and frauds. And fixation of responsibility, since the work is divided among various individuals, so it helps in fixation of responsibilities to each individual. So when they have their own responsibility, they know it should not be having any frauds and errors. Then reliability of books of accounts. When the system of internal check is a very good and regularly carried out, so the auditor will able to rely on the accuracy of the records. So here without checking the each and every transactions in detail. So here as statutory auditor confines its examination in the selective test checking itself. And the next objective is early preparation of final accounts. So here everything is free from errors and frauds. Then it is easy to for this or the accountant to prepare the final accounts of a business, which can be done in safe zone. And then so here we should see certain points to be taken into consideration for framing a good system of internal check. So how it should be prepared? No single person should have an independent control over the important aspect of business. So everyone should have their own dependency. Then, and the next one is the duties of members of staff should be changed from time to time. So without any prior notification. In such a case, the subordinate does not perform the same function for the considerable length of time. So when it is changed, the other person will come and see the records while doing it. The chances of checking the frauds and errors. Then every member of a staff should be encouraged to go on a leave at least once in a year. So this will help in detecting the concealed frauds, if any. And then the persons having a physical custody of assets may not be allowed to access over the ledgers, since the possibilities of changing the ledger values. And then to prevent the loss or misappropriation of cash, so here the automatic cash registers or calculating machines should be employed. So that is possible for making a free from an error and fraud. Then procedures should be laid down for the verifying or testing the different sessions of accounting records periodically, once in 3 months or once in 6 months. This is according to the organization size. Then the financial and administrative powers should be assigned very judicially to different officers, since this will make a huge change in the internal check. Then in case of taking the stock values, okay, at the end of the year, so the trading activity should be suspended for some time. And then all the members in the organizations are asked to carry out the work of stock taking, so that they may have their own they may have the pricing and evaluation of stocks should be done, so that it will avoid the overvaluation or understates of stock by the storekeepers. And then the no member of staff should be allowed to take away the goods without prior permission of some responsible official. Then the efficient accounting control in respect of each important class of assets should be there, and then it should be periodically inspected, okay, with the physical condition. And then ledger keepers should not be allowed to have direct access to either the debtors or the creditors of the business. The chances are there for collecting the money or misusing of it. And then the detailed record should be maintained of all goods received and sent out of the business premises. That is about a must in case of having a check over the misuse of stocks. So the duties of an auditor has regard to the internal check system. So here, if there is about an efficient system of internal check, the work of auditor becomes easy, quite easy. And then he may be relieved from a detailed checking of transactions which is automatically taken care by the good system of internal check. And then in case if he fails, if he should access the organization by checking few entries related to the internal check. Suppose if he finds there is no system of internal check at all and the entire work has been entrusted to a clerk, which is not about the control over of books of accounts, then he should not rely on the internal check. He can't take any test checkings. He has to undergo the audit of each and every transactions in order to find out is there any errors and frauds. Up to this related to internal check. Hope you have understood. Until the next, it's bye from Srimati. Thank you.